So let's just come into ourselves. We've done a little bit of a check-in for this week, this intense week, and there's a lot of energy moving. And yeah, let's just take a minute to kind of gather ourselves, come back into our body, and be with ourselves. And so and I'm going to do the Fatiha again. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Just let yourself connect with your breath. And feel into your body as you do that. And feel into your body. Meaning to become aware. Bring your awareness internally to your physical body. Just notice sensations. Notice where you might be feeling expansion or contraction or constriction or tingling or heaviness or lightness. Whatever sensations are there. And just notice them. What's the matter? You gotta move. So just noticing your body. And I feel it's very, even more important with what's happened this week with women on the outer, losing our rights in our society, in our culture, the one that we had been able to experience for the last 50 years, I think it is. And with the overturn of Roe versus Wade, that we really take even more time and more awareness to commune with our body. To commune with our body. And I know earlier we talked about oppression, and we talked about powerlessness, and we talked about how important it is for us to really look at the ways that we've internalized the oppression, to look at the ways we've internalized and we've disconnected from our value just as human beings, just as a woman in this society, in this culture, in this world. And to really be able to feel, tune into this relationship with our body and see where we might still be objectifying ourselves, where we might still be feeling that this whole misogynistic idea of sexual object, where our power is only in our sexuality or in our looks, and where that is still operating within us, where we feel powerless, where we're still oppressing because we don't feel safe. We might be oppressing what we say, what we think, and or the value of ourselves, of even our thoughts, our ability, our agency, our ability to do, our ability to contribute, to belong, where any or all of these factors are still operating within us. And just taking some time to just be with our body in its fullness and asking ourselves, how connected do I feel to my body, and how disconnected do I feel, right? So it's not a yes or no, it's a where's the variation there? How much disconnection do I feel with my physical body? Because our physical body holds so much of the trauma that we have experienced, personal and collective. On top of that, all of the cultural trauma, the religious trauma, and in many ways we've separated automatically from our body. And we can't really, in those places, we can't really appreciate our body as this vehicle that is that allows us the ability to be here in this physical world, that carries the mysteries, that is so profound and so powerful. We can't really appreciate that because there's this enmeshment with the unresolved pain, personal and collective, and a lot of suffering that women that have come before us have had to endure for generations and generations and generations and generations. And there's been this outer control upon what we say, what we can say, what we can do, what we can't do, that we're still seeing today. We're still experiencing with this whole overturn of Roe versus Wade, and of our ability to choose what we want to do with our bodies, what is right for us at any given moment, whether it's a moral decision, whether it's a survival, decision, regardless, just being removed from our ability to choose for ourselves in this way. And so, with all of that kind of around us, we can't really ignore that. And it's like, what is that? Other than anger and rage, because that's another part of the disempowerment. It's like, what is that really, where do we land? Where do we land if we can honestly look at, without any shaming, without any blaming? I feel it's an opportunity for us to look at, so many pieces, but today we're choosing this one piece about what's our connection with our body, and how much do we feel that split with our body, the suffering, the pain, and it's not a reflection of your value to feel in some places disconnected, in some places to feel maybe even overwhelmed. It's really a direct correlation with the safety that you feel in your body. And so it's a direct correlation with the safety. So the safer that you feel in your body, the easier, or the more, the less of a split you will have overall. So I want to take some time to look at that and to work with that today. And this split with our body, in many ways, it's how we are holding, or where we are holding, the collective trauma, the feminine collective trauma. And we want to bring our awareness there so that we can, these are very, very deep-rooted places of separation. And so we want to bring our awareness there. So let's just feel into our body. And just noticing, is there any place in your body, as you think of your body as this, as a entity within itself, right? Your body. Is there any place in your body that doesn't feel comfortable to you? That brings up any feelings that are unpleasant or uncomfortable, or that bring up discomfort when you feel into your body. And you can even take it from a very surface level and just feel, any aspect of your body that you might be relating to shame, that brings up shame, that you don't like, that you reject. So that's on a physical level. That could be one possibility. Another possibility could be ideas that you might have around being a woman, or just as you feel into your body, you can feel places that feel denser, that feel like you're disconnected, where there's a sense of you that doesn't include your body. Where you almost resent that you even have a body. And I just want you to just bring that into your awareness. It's almost like to just look at that, to just be with that in this moment. Just be with that place within you. And again, letting go of any blaming or shaming. And just notice what the feelings are in this place. Maybe there are feelings, most likely of shame. Because again, we hold it all in our body. When there's all of these emotions or experiences that did not get processed, they didn't have a container around you in childhood, for example, to process, we somatize that in our bodies. We repress it until you've created enough of a container of love to be able to pop open that lid. So whatever experiences in childhood we've inherited that brought up anger, rage, disgust, shame, we internalize all of that. And so this is an opportunity to just feel. Where am I rejecting myself? Where am I oppressing myself? Where am I not believing in myself? Where am I feeling unworthy? Where am I split from my truth of the loving, magical person that I truly am? Where am I not able to see that? And so just whatever that other piece is, I want you to breathe it in. Put your one hand on your heart, your right hand on your heart, and just breathing into it. It's like letting yourself just see it. Maybe there's a split. Maybe you recognize the heaviness of your body versus your energetic soul being. Maybe you reject that. And it could be all sorts of ideas that we inherit there. And just breathing into that place. Not changing anything, not having any agenda right now. We're just breathing, and as we're breathing, we're bringing love to that place. Because the breath alone is this alchemical power that we have of that we can use to actually start shifting from one vibration or frequency to another, and it starts to break down the dense places of separation and allows those places to metabolize. So I want you to breathe into the feeling, the thoughts, or even the physical sensation, wherever you're feeling that in your body. to see if you can feel what's underneath that. Feel if there's an emotion underneath that. See if you can feel, maybe even move into the fear. Maybe you can feel deeper into the separation, whatever the pattern is that's showing up. Even the coping mechanism that you've created. And just see if you can find and locate the fear. And again, when you do, no shaming, no blaming, no judgment. Like, oh, there's an energetic field of fear that's operating there. And just breathing into that. And I want you to see that fear and just, it's almost like you're embracing it in a way. Because the part of you that's a container of love, and right now it's this group, we're holding that love for each other, to really allow ourselves to be with that fear. And it might be fear of rejection, it might be fear of death, it might be fear. It doesn't matter. It's fear. It's where we don't feel safe. And see if you could just feel that. And hold it. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. If you can't hold it in love because you're too much in the fear, then just being with that place in your body. And as you breathe, you can feel the container of the group around you. I'm here. I'm holding you in love. And each participant is really an entity of love as well. And so this is a safe place where you could feel the fear, where you don't have to reject that part of you. Just breathing and allowing. And as you do that, giving yourself space. If you go into your head, you want to kind of bring it back to your breath. And then just noticing, where in your body are you holding that fear? Where is there a localized area? And you might notice it because as you're breathing and allowing and being with, you're just bringing presence there. It starts to open. It starts to open. It starts to relax that part of your body. And now as I'm working with the group energy, there's a lot of opening and relaxing in the tailbone and the pelvic cavity, all the way out into the perineum, into the sitting bones, into our glutes, to our butt, into the sacrum. That whole structure there has been holding so much fear. And if you're focused and feeling something else, just let yourself go with that. And you're just receiving through the group field, you're receiving all this other transformation, and that's fine, but go with what's true for you in this moment, because that's valid, right? That's valid. It's important for you to do that and to trust yourself. There you go. Good. And so there's some clearing also. I'm just going to voice these clearings so that if you're feeling this, you feel part of. So I feel it in the cervix. There's clearing in the cervix. There's this relaxation happening in our yoni, in the left ear, in our hips, so just breathing and allowing. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Because in many ways you're surrendering to the deeper ocean of your being, the deeper intelligence, the wisdom in your body. There. There you go. And just notice if there's any slight movement that wants to come in, that the energy is wanting you to do. Letting your body sway gently, very slowly, in a way where it's the inner process that's actually moving your body, if at all. It might not be moving it, but it might be this very, very slow, gentle unwinding that's happening, that's recalibrating. And I feel it's very, very important now to actually, as your body, as you're kind of allowing that process to take place and you're trusting that process, feel your feet or whatever you're sitting on. Feel where you connect with the earth, with the chair, with the surface underneath you and behind you. Wherever your body is in connection with surface, and bringing your awareness to that connection is symbolic of your connection with the earth, right? You're really leaning into the earth here. And see yourself connected to the earth. And feel where your body is feeling the surface of whatever position you're sitting in or laying in, and feeling that as the earth really holding you, really here for you. The earth is your constant. It's your rock. It's the solid, manifestation of creation that you can count on, right? And as you're using these gifts that's also part of you, right? You're using the breath from the oxygen that she's providing for you. You're using the solidity of the earth as, supporting your physical body in this moment and in every moment. So see yourself being supported by the earth, and she provides your food, everything that's grown on the earth, provides your oxygen. She provides the ocean and the water, all of the elements, right? And so seeing yourself supported is very important in this process, because you have something to lean into. You have something to lean into. And you can feel yourself supported by something concrete, tangible, constant, while you're here on this planet. There you go. Yeah. And so then you can see the fear or any other emotion, shame, etc., dissolving right into the earth, dissolving, surrendering it all, letting yourself surrender even the fear. And just notice what opens up. Maybe there's this place of not knowing. Maybe there's this void that opens up that might seem scary at first. But can you bring in the earth and what I call the universal mothers that are all around you? The earth, the water, the breath, the oxygen, the air. Can you allow yourself to feel supported and be in that mystery, be in that not knowing, but feeling safe? Can you start to invite the safety here? And that the safety is not connected to anything outside of you. Except for the earth, right? The safety is connected to your ability to feel and allow the earth to support you. The earth is your body. Your body is like the earth. And it's got all this life in it that's also part of who you are. Yeah, and feeling that safety. And now noticing these, where you feel a little more expanded, where you feel a little bit more space within you, where something has dissolved, perhaps fear, perhaps shame, perhaps connected to some place where you were rejecting, oppressing, where you felt disconnected from your body, from your truth. And sometimes these patterns that we've held in our body that are heavy, right? We confuse that with safety. Sometimes we confuse that with safety because it's familiar. And it's almost like we know it's there and it doesn't feel good, and yet there's a little bit of fear around letting it go because we don't know who will be. We don't know in the absence of that. And that can be more frightening. And so I want you to consider that in the absence of that, you are the earth. In the absence of that, you are the love. In the absence of that, you are the peace. And that ocean that we see outside of ourselves is that ocean of our spirit that's there. That the absence is an idea in our mind. It's a mental construct. There is no absence. There's truth. There is no absence. There is no place where there isn't love. The absence is actually the separation from the love. So the absence is fear itself in disguise. Yeah. Letting your mind anchor in your heart, and your heart anchor in your womb. Right. So if you feel into your body, you move out of the confusion in your head. You can always feel your body, and always feel your body. And we're going to reclaim our body. We're going to do this process of reclaiming our body. And this is how we do this. We're reclaiming the body from the inherited collective trauma. And feeling the peace, the safety. Recalibrating so that we can feel that in our body. So now just allowing ourselves, inviting to feel all of the deeper aspects of light that is in our body. And seeing that light in each and every cell, feeling our body physically. Where we are willing to let go of the density, the known fears, the known thoughts. And we can reclaim our body, and yet letting go of the stories that we have been holding in our body. The stories of pain and suffering and oppression and unworthiness and shame. There we go. Yeah. And realizing that our body is the expression of our deeper truth. Not just the pain and the trauma, but also, and more accurately, is the expression of the wisdom, of the love that we are, of our true nature. And it is the true sacred temple, housing all of it, housing all of the duality. And can we show up and embrace our physical body, all of it, all of it. Your body holds all the stories, holds all the pain, but also holds all the love that's been passed down from generation to generation. Holds all the love, all the sacrifices, all the efforts, all the sacredness, all the laughter, all the joy, all the courage, all the fierceness, all the power from generations to generations of all the mothers, all the women before us. And so let yourself feel that too in your body. And perhaps making that commitment with yourself, with your body, to honor this expression of you, this temple. Honor all of it. Every day, even for 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour, honoring your body, your physical container. In whichever way feels right to you, whether it begins with the intention of honoring your body, and maybe even embracing wherever the challenge or the shame might be showing up, or where you feel disconnected. Every day, honoring. Bringing awareness to. And this is the radical self-care for the physical body that in many ways has been so neglected. Yeah. Beautiful. So we're going to bow our heads and heart to the one wisdom, to the universal source wisdom, the Great Mother, and all that we have received today. And may we continue our evolution of healing and empowering ourselves and every sentient being on the planet, and healing, transforming the personal and collective trauma that we all are coming out of and that we've all experienced in so many ways. So peace and blessings to all of you.